Well, hello. Welcome back to Coach B's studio. Today, I'm going to do 3 sessions, I think, in a row on some topics that are very part of the work that I do, one way or another. So, the first one that we're going to do today is the sacred growth. I've talked to you about sacredness. This one is called Sacred Growth, Exploring Adlerian Psychology, Sacred Work, and Genuine Living. The second one that I hope to do today that you might look for is Sacred Living, Christian Reflections on Work, Forgiveness, and Growth. And I might put a little caveat there telling you that, as always, I am presenting Christian thought not to promote Christianity explicitly, but because that's what I'm trained in. It is not the standing theory of everyone. I don't present it that way, but I must give credit for where I think how I arrived at it. And I would do the same with the Quran, but I'm not trained in that. It would not be as efficient. So there are other ways that you could reach these ideas. I don't want to present it as if there aren't, okay? But I'm acknowledging the influence of Christian thought in my life. And you will often find me reference great Christian thinkers like C.S. Lewis, Norman Vincent Peale, and others. The final one in this series is called Restoration and Growth, applying the 12-step program to everyday challenges. I hope that you'll see how they're connected, but if you don't, then we just have a trilogy of 3 distinct pieces. If you see the connection, then we have a trilogy still of 3, but interwoven. I've done a good job. Regardless, that's how I hope to proceed today. Okay? So, the first one, back to the sacred growth concept. Have you ever wondered why some moments feel so heavy, or why we struggle to be fully present in our lives and work, or we even question our very being? That's a moment that could be sacred. Today, we'll explore powerful ideas from Adlerian psychology, transactional analysis, and spirituality to uncover how we can grow, connect, and thrive by embracing the notion, the point of view of the sacred work, the genuine relationships, and what we believe is our truer selves. So Adlerian psychology teaches us that at the core of human behavior is a need for belonging and significance. When we address feelings like guilt or people-pleasing, we begin to understand that these patterns often come from early experiences and narratives we've internalized. Think about these key points. Adlerian psychology. The drive for belonging and significance shapes behavior. People-pleasing may stem from early unmet needs or familial dynamics, and encouragement is a vital tool for fostering self-worth and growth. Through reflection and encouragement, we can rewrite these narratives and step into our fullest potential. How can we make our work sacred? How can we make our work sacred? Some may argue that it is intuitively or innately sacred. I'm not sure. I have a little different opinion that will unfold as we go along. It's not about what you do necessarily. I think it's about how you approach it. Sacred work is about aligning your efforts with your values, fostering connection, and serving others. That's how the definition I work from. And by assigning that language of sacred. I think we tap into a universal collective at the same time. So I may be ignoring a very fundamental truth that actually it is in itself innately sacred, that when we can call it sacred, we've actually calling something that is innately already sacred. I don't know. For my purposes, it's about how you approach it, which makes sense to me, because I suppose you could if there was something innately sacred, theoretically you could approach it profanely. Maybe we'll explore that. So number one, recognize the calling. Find purpose in your role, whether it's leading a team, helping others, whatever. Find purpose. Invite support. Build a community that uplifts and prays for you in your work. What is prayer? We're going to have to talk about prayer from a non-religious aspect. Commit to integrity. Be courageous in doing the right thing, even when it's difficult. By the way, back on prayer, I'm reminded of a co-teacher I used to work with who had a great bulletin in his poster in his room, and it said, "As long as there are tests in school, there will forever be prayer." Which, yeah. So, genuine living and presence. One of the most profound lessons from Adlerian and spiritual teachings is the call to be fully present. When we bring guilt, fear, or past assumptions into our interactions, sometimes chains in that prison sense, we bring that in, we lose the opportunity for genuine connection. It's interfering. So we have to learn how to let go of certain past narratives. We're not letting go of every narrative just because it's from the past. We're letting go of the ones that don't serve us well. Deconstruct old stories that no longer serve us. Stay present. Resist the urge to assign meaning to every experience. Simply be in the moment. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a loved one. It's often a great advice. We might, using that Christian verse, love others the way you love yourself. It's not telling you that you can't love yourself. It's telling you, do it by this measure. It's a very interesting paradigm. Overcoming existential fear. Existential fear often blocks us from self-actualization. We might fear failure, rejection. I know we may even fear success because it pushes us into the unknown. It demands more of us, perhaps. But freedom comes when we let go of these barriers and step into our purpose. So, overcoming fear. Number one, acknowledge the fear. That is a great first step. Name the barriers holding you back. Seek forgiveness and release. Reflect spiritually and emotionally on what needs to be released. Take action. Embrace small, meaningful steps towards your goals. So growth, connection, and thriving aren't about perfection. They're about presence. By embracing the teachings of Adlerian psychology, even Christian thought, sacred work, or other sacred philosophies, and genuine living, we can create a life filled with meaning and purpose. So let's continue this journey together of growth, connection, and thriving, one story at a time, one ritual at a time, one play activity at a time. As always, like this video if it resonated with you. Subscribe for more insights on personal growth and connection. Share it with someone who you think might enjoy these ways of looking at things. And again, thank you for joining me. Grow, connect, and thrive, one story at a time, one ritual at a time, one play at a time.